everybody.
So we don't really have a bedbug update, have we?
Yeah, it's a bit of an odd one. As I explained before, we had some really, really dear friends coming over from the UK. We hadn't seen them for 2 years, and they decided to pop over to Japan. It was very last minute, which made it incredibly exciting.
Yeah.
They just popped over, and they pretty much spent a week with us. Currently, they're now exploring Tokyo, so hopefully they're having a blast. And we had some really good fun checking out local stuff, wasn't it? We didn't really venture out too much. We did eat way too much unhealthy food.
Lots of meat.
Yeah, lots of meat, and it was fun. It was actually quite good for me just to get off bed bug. As you guys know, I've been doing these projects back to back, and I haven't actually had any time off. So just giving myself a little bit of a week off just to kind of take myself off bed bug, and then, well, now get back into it. We've got a lot of work to do on bed bug. We've got to get this in primer ASAP. We've struggled with this intense heat over the summer, and now the temperature is getting a lot cooler, so it's probably prime time to prime. So that's something I'm going to concentrate, and hopefully on the next video we'll make some progress on that. I've got to spend a lot of time rubbing down and prepping stuff, and to be honest, as I mentioned before, it's really boring stuff. It's very time consuming, and I will include a little bit on the video, but I won't be doing a detailed rubbing down filler video. It will be incredibly boring and very difficult to watch. So the next video I will probably start recording later on today, and hopefully we'll see some progress with the bed bug. Another thing we mentioned is that the Spacia, the Suzuki Spacia K car that we use as a daily driver, the little donkey, was due for its inspection, which is every 2 years in Japan. And I'm only used to vehicle inspections, and so are you, as an MOT in the UK, which is done every year. And you booked it into Yellow Hat, which was it's like a car shop, probably equivalent to a Halfords in the UK.
Yeah.
But they do this inspection, and you took the paperwork in, booked the car in, and they had the car for probably 3 hours, 3.5 hours. It was,
yeah, it was 4 hours, I think it was.
4 hours they had the car for. Interestingly enough, though, when the car was booked in and we dropped it off, and we walked through the workshop to get the loan car, the hire car, they'd already taken the wheels off and they'd stripped the brakes down, which is surprising for me. On an MOT in the UK, you do a brake test to see the efficiency of the brakes. For example, the rear brakes, you'll see if both of them are working efficiently, and also with the handbrake to make sure it's not pulling either side, and you know, whether it be a pass or a fail. But in Japan, they actually strip the brakes down and inspect the individual components. So the guy was inspecting the slave cylinders and the brake shoes in the back of the brakes, which is great, because of something like that, you can have a bad slave cylinder which is almost leaking, and you can also have very bad brake shoes that, although worn, they still work, and you wouldn't know. And
like your shoes.
My shoes are totally worn out, and, well, everybody knows. So that was great. But what was interesting is getting that lovely, I say lovely, it was a little bit as a surprise, the loan car.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, we were getting really excited.
But I had to drive it, didn't I? Well, you had a go, but...
Yeah, I did have a go. It was a Suzuki Alto. Non-turbo. I'm guessing it was a 3-cylinder. I might be, you know, you might correct me, it might be a 4-cylinder. It was an automatic, and it was a very basic model. It had nothing really.
Yeah, so when they said that we can have a courtesy car, I was so worried that I was going to get a car that I really liked, and then I wouldn't want to pick my one up. But actually it made me appreciate the Suzuki. What is it?
Spacia, yeah.
Spacia, a lot more. There's just a few comments here. Wednesday Sushi Day is back. Good morning.
Oh, good morning.
Amparo says hi.
Hi.
Wednesday Sushi. Do you use a shaken? Saves you a lot of money, but costs you time. You drive through the test centre. It's a unique experience. Do you know what?
Yes.
I think that was an option, but
yes, that's
I think
right.
just I think hopefully in 2 years, if our Japanese is better and we understand a bit
Yeah,
more, we
yeah.
might give it a go ourselves. But just for this one, I think we just decided to just let someone do it, didn't we?
It was also the expiry date. It was coming up, wasn't it? And it was very last minute. And yeah, I'd love to take a car through a shack-in test. You know, get the brakes tested, then the headlights, then this, then that, and you actually take the vehicle round yourself. And I've heard it does save a lot of money when you do it yourself, instead of getting the people that work there to do it on your behalf. So maybe that's something I can look into in the future, because I find that super interesting. Because in the UK you don't have that option. You drop your car off and they do the work. They'll drive it into the workshop and they will check it out, and then you pretty much pick it up from the car park that you dropped it off in. So yeah, that'd be a really unique experience. Love to try that.
Well,
Maybe.
the price of the shaken was a lot more than I thought it would be, because
Yeah,
in the UK,
yeah.
I think it was about just under £50 when we used to do it over there.
Yeah,
And
so I
over
think
here
it's,
it was over 200, the equivalent to over £200,
yeah,
wasn't
I
it?
think in the UK the prices of MOTs have gone flying up along with everything else in the UK. Unfortunately, the prices have escalated quite a lot, so I'm not too sure how much.
Yeah, it's probably more now.
Yeah.
But it was quite a lot of difference, I thought.
But also what was interesting is
yeah.
the extra bits afterwards, wasn't it? After it had gone through the shack-in.
What, the toilet roll?
I'll let you explain that. Can I just? It was just before I forget. After you've had your shack-end test, the spacer did fail. It was a couple of little dust boots. I don't know if they're track run end boots or suspension component boots, but they replaced those. And then they said, did you want us to change the engine oil and filter, air filter, brake fluid, you know, and all this kind of stuff. They also can incorporate a service into this price. And that was quite interesting. We did ask for an engine oil and filter change. Although we did do one on a video not so long ago, we have actually done quite a few miles and
Yeah,
we've
they said it
exceeded
was
the oil
quite
change.
dirty, didn't they?
Yeah, I mean that's good. It means that the oil's doing its job. It's dirty and it needs replacing. So that's a good thing. It's not as if we're changing new oil for new oil. So that's great. So they did that, but also we asked for a brake fluid change, and this is something that a lot of people forget about. Even when it comes down to servicing in the UK, I was very rarely asked for me to change the brake fluid. But brake fluid, what's the word? I think it's hygroscopic when it absorbs moisture from the air. So your brake fluid can actually have water in it, and water is not brake fluid. It's not efficient. It doesn't work, and that can lead to all sorts of problems, internal rusting of the components, a spongy brake pedal, and just really bad efficiency. It also affects the boiling point of brake fluid. So if you want to be changing your brake fluid quite regularly. I mean, I think it used to be every 4 years, but it depends on what brake fluid you're using. Some people change it every 2 years. And also there is a silicone brake fluid you can now get, which doesn't absorb moisture and lasts apparently forever, well, until you get a brake leak and it comes out, but it doesn't degrade like traditional .3, .4, 5.1s, etc. So yes, that's interesting. And I'll lead you back onto the toilet roll.
Oh, so yeah, they let us choose a free gift. So what was it? A packet of toilet rolls
1,000 yen off.
or a free car wash.
Free
So
car
we
wash.
went for the 1,000 yen off, didn't we? Because we kind of washed it at home before we.
Yeah, we'd already washed the car. We do have enough toilet rolls, and 1,000 yen off is pretty cool, isn't
And
it?
1,000 yen worth of toilet rolls would be quite a few, wouldn't it? It was just one packet they were offering.
Yeah, I don't think the packet of toilet rolls actually equaled 1,000 yen in value.
So we're being
but
business minded.
business minded, that's right. Don't go for the toilet rolls, go for the 1,000 yen off.
Wednesday is sushi day. Getting someone to do it is less hassle, that's for sure. The shaken is not as strict as the MOT.
Oh, really?
I've had cars that would never pass in the UK sail through here. See, I would have thought that would be the opposite.
Yeah,
just
that's
because
really
of
interesting.
The time that they take, it's not usually that long for the MOTs, if everything is okay.
Yeah, in the UK, although they do have a guide on, what's passable and what isn't, at the end of the day, it's always down to the MOT tester. And interestingly enough, an MOT has to pass, so imagine it's just on that given day. So if the vehicle passes an inspection for that day. They're not thinking about will it last a year. They're thinking it's that time. You know, if the tyres are at their legal limit or coming up to their legal limit, it still can be passable. But maybe a month later, those tyres would then fail the MOT. So that's an interesting thing as well.
But like
Yeah,
you
I
said, they
mean,
also have to take into consideration that you're not going to do it for another 2 years.
yeah, you
Whereas
think
the
that.
UK, it'd be 1 year.
Yeah, so they don't even have to think ahead. So that's interesting. If it's not as strict, I might have to do some research into that because, yeah, we've got some cars that probably need to go through a test. And when you're working on cars or rebuilding them, you do have an idea of how worn stuff is and how efficient it is. So in the back of my mind, or I could even write down what I think it might fail on and then put it through and let's see what they say. That'd be interesting.
Send it says 12.222 Celsius in Seattle. That's cold, isn't it?
12.2.
Today, and 25.4 centimeters of snow in the mountains last
Whoa.
night. Hope it cools in Japan.
I mean,
Well,
there's
it is
cools
cool.
and that's cold.
Yeah, that's freezing.
Yeah, we're kind of
I
lucky.
think today said, was it 20 degrees? Or 25, I can't remember, but the sun's not out today, so it will be fairly cool.
It's feeling a little bit overcast. The sun's not out, but we're lucky enough that although we're in Gunma, we're, according to the neighbours, the other side of the snowy mountain. The other side of the mountains, people do the snow sports in the winter, and yet we're kind of shielded from that, and so we do get
in the
some
winter.
snow.
It does get very windy, doesn't it?
It gets windy, it gets cold, but apparently it's nothing compared to what's on the other side. Apparently it's
I'm not looking forward to winter.
Hey, we're from the UK, so you know, rainy
still
days
can't
and winter. Well, we can't cope now, can we?
I think 28 degrees. That's now. I think because it's been so hot, I feel like I need to put some heating on. It's got that bad.
Yeah, and I feel totally sun-dried after that experience of a Japanese summer working on cars. So
sun-dried tomato. One good thing about your friends visiting was you did put on a bit of weight because you basically almost faded away because of that heat, didn't you?
Yeah, over doing this project in that heat, although I was hydrating and I thought I was eating well and eating lots, my weight was actually dropping off. I was maybe a little bit podgy to start with, but I have actually lost weight doing this thing, and it worked out to be over a stone.
Yeah, you got a bit of a shock when you stood on the scales. You thought they might be wrong, didn't you?
Yeah, I thought the scales were actually wrong. I did lose a lot of weight. Not necessarily due to stress, although that does kind of come with life, but it was more to do with, you know, just working in a sauna.
Your 8-hour sauna.
My 8-hour sauna, or however long it was, or how long I could actually survive in that. I mean, you got to remember it hit 52 degrees in this workshop, and I did my best, but it has thrown the project like back in time. I'm actually behind where I thought I'd be. I thought the car at this point would already be painted and I'd be doing the polishing, but yeah, that really kind of ruined my day. But it kind of gives you that experience that what is possible, what you can do in that
more accurate time frames because you can take that into consideration.
That's right. You don't know until you've had these kind of experiences how long a job will take. So what I have to do is, if I'm doing a kind of a body restoration job in the summer, I'm going to almost have to double the time it takes. But it's not necessarily double the labour. It's just the amount of working hours I can put into the vehicle. And I did think about doing a lot of late evenings and nights. That does bring its own problems, and a lot of it's to do with insects. They come out at night and with the fluorescent lights on, and you know, trying to get a breeze through, you do get a lot of large bugs flying through the workshop. So that's probably not great either, especially if you're painting and you get a load of moths on your work. So how can you win this game? I don't know.
We just have to get used to it, don't we?
Yeah. Oh, back to our little loan car. The driving experience of this car. So the car itself had less than 40,000 kilometers. I'm guessing it was around a 10-year-old car. It was modern to look like, very pretty. The inside was totally basic. It had a gearbox which wasn't a CVT gearbox, so it was almost like having a manual gearbox that had a clutch that was automatically shifted using what I call a robot. So it changes gear for you. So there's a massive delay between the gears changing. You know, proper
It was
granny
making a noise,
shifting.
wasn't it?
It was the,
I
the
got overtaken by a truck.
yeah, we did get overtaken by a truck. The clutch felt like it was slipping, it was juddering, and it was, you could feel it through the car. It didn't really know what it was doing, and
It did have aircon though.
it did have aircon. But the thing is, okay, we looked cool. Didn't really have a decent stereo system, but it did look like we were dancing going down the road like this. And
That isn't cool.
Although we only had the car for you know, just to do a bit of a run around, just this. It was quite weird, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was fun.
But when we got the car back, wow, we were like, ooh, this car is great.
Yeah, hats off to the little, you know, Suzuki Spacia. It does have a CVT gearbox, and compared to this one, it's loaded, isn't it? The amount of gadgets. I didn't even realise how loaded it was until you get into there.
But it was funny because when they were taking us to the courtesy car, there was a really big. I was like, "Is it that one?" And
Yeah,
it was
they had
someone
the car in
else's
the car
car.
park.
It was really big, and I was like, "I don't know if I can drive a car that big." And then they were like, "Oh, this is yours," and I was like, "Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
okay."
But it was a cool experience. So that was the first part of the journey, was get the car through the test, and then our friends turned up. You know, we had the Spacia, and
Imagine if you had to pick them up from the airport in that.
yeah, weirdly enough, although they're both K cars, I would have taken the Spacia to pick them up, which I did at the airport. It's just more comfortable, just everything. It's almost as if they even went economy mode on the seat padding. It was very bizarre, wasn't it? It's a very
They
basic
just need
car.
someone just.
It's just
if you need a few to do stuff while
yeah,
or things.
I know. I was kind of, I did do a little video. I might put it into the up and coming video of me just driving it around and my thoughts on it. And it might be a bit brutal. I don't know. It is what it is. It's a basic car. It's going to be cheap, and yeah, I think that it got us out of trouble, didn't it?
We actually planned to take, once we hired it, I mean, not hired it, we borrowed it. We were like, oh, let's take our courtesy car out for a little drive, and it'll be so exciting.
Yeah.
But 5 minutes on the driving, I was like, maybe we shouldn't. We did go to Donkey, but that was about it, wasn't
We'll stay local in that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, got some shopping done. Yeah, so we picked our friends up from the airport, and that was pretty good. I kind of got the terminal wrong, the arrivals. When I pick people up from the airport, I always go to just...
It's your third time going.
It is, yeah. And
Yeah.
I've always gone to one arrival lobby. One thing I didn't check, although I had the flight number, I didn't check to see where their arrivals were. And they flew with Anna. And Hannah, the airport, Anna also use another terminal as a, you know, where they can land. And so, yeah, my luck, it was the other terminal. So I went on the free shuttle bus, picked them up, and then we went back and got the car. So not too much of a drama, but just, you know, I was standing there like a lemon waiting to greet them, and I was in completely the wrong place. Yeah, there you go, you know, got the text, where are you? Oh, I'm waiting. Where are you? We're
Thank
waiting.
goodness they had some data.
Oh, yeah, otherwise they'd still be there now. And yeah, we just had some fun. We went out and we ate.
And
a
you
lot.
found some. You can put those in your next video. You found some tucks, didn't you?
Yeah, this is really crazy. So, although we've been in Japan a long time and we live in Japan, I personally, because I've been doing these projects, haven't had a chance to go out and explore. And they said, oh, let's go and explore. So we got in the car and we headed towards the mountains. And we found some amazing mountain roads, twisting and turning through the mountains. We're getting higher and higher. Your ears are popping, and the scenery is just amazing. Unfortunately, it was a little bit of drizzly and very misty, but you could still, you know, get that kind of that feeling. We ended up driving from where we are to a place near. It's called Chichibu, which is beautiful. It's like
we almost bought a house there, didn't we?
We did almost buy a
but
house
it didn't happen.
there. But it's just so full of nature and rivers and mountains. It's a beautiful place, but getting completely lost, taking a couple of wrong turns, we found a place at the side of the road and it had tuk-tuks. And seeing a tuk-tuk in Japan's weird, but seeing a lot of them, and you can rent them, and it's in the middle of nowhere.
It actually said Thailand on it though, didn't it?
You
So
did,
I'm
yeah.
not
They
sure.
had they were imported from Thailand, but seeing a tuk-tuk and being able to rent a tuk-tuk in Japan is going to be a lot of fun. So
It's a shame it wasn't better weather, isn't it?
if it was better weather and we were all together, maybe if we all went together as a big unit, then we could have hired a big
Yeah,
tuk-tuk, and that's something that we'll probably do in the future.
Our little spaceship it's a 4-seater, so when there's 5 of us,
Yeah,
it means 2 of us have to stay home because of the little one. So
that's right.
I didn't actually go to see it, but I saw some really nice photos.
Yeah, we took a lot of photos, a little bit of video. I didn't spend a lot of time, videoing like I normally would. Just a little bit of clips here and there, and it's just nice to have that little bit of away time from the car stuff
And food time.
and food time. Thoroughly enjoyed it, and really appreciated my friends coming over to see us.
Yeah, our house feels a little bit sad now, doesn't
isn't
it?
that weird when you have visitors and
And-
suddenly they're gone?
And it's a
and
week. It was only a week, but we kind of got into a routine, and
That's right. Yeah.
it was just really nice. But
Yeah.
hopefully they come again soon, or we go there, or you know,
Yeah.
we see each other soon.
And it was just full of new experiences. A pachinko was another one, the Japanese game that
And I had
uses,
the
uses
taiko
the balls.
experience.
You had went to an arcade, and they've got the taiko drum machines that you play with the sticks, like the taiko drummers. And
And he won,
yeah, I won. But
even
what
though
people,
I played the
people
drums.
don't realise that she is a Japanese taiko drummer,
That's
and
a
I'm
bit.
not.
That's a bit shameful, but
But it was a blast in an arcade in Japan. They have just got some crazy arcade machines, and we kind of
you
just.
did see one on Yahoo, didn't you?
I did. I saw one of these great big arcade machines on Yahoo, and that was like last year. I did search to see if we can still buy them. There's none available at the moment. But I mean, is it a bit crazy to buy a huge arcade machine?
No, because I need to practice and beat you.
So we might be looking at getting a huge
One
arcade
day.
machine.
One
there
day.
are these games available on older consoles like a Nintendo Wii or something like that.
No,
with
but
the-
you don't want to
with
get
the
the
small
full
ones.
size
But
taiko.
these machines are huge. You
Yeah.
want to have the full experience. I'm not too sure the neighbours would think they are really loud, but yeah, I mean it would
Even
be
the
really
sound
cool
of
to have.
the machine is really loud,
It
isn't
is,
it?
yeah.
I'm sure you can turn it down, but
Yeah, I'm sure.
you just feel like, oh, it's announcing it to everyone that you're playing.
Yeah. I mean, it's just a wonderful experience. A proper
So I
Japanese
think
arcade.
the reason why you won was because you've played a lot of games and I haven't. Not because you're better at the drums.
Yeah, it's been a while. I mean, I was really into the whole retro game thing. I mean, I haven't played any recent consoles for years. I think my knowledge of arcade or gaming, it kind of stops at, say, a PlayStation 3. It
But
kind
didn't
of
we have-
stalls there. And
We had 9 games, didn't we? I played with our friends one,
yeah,
and then did we have 2 or 3 goes?
I think maybe, yeah, I can't remember if it's 2 or 3.
But it's 100 yen for 3 goes, and then 200 yen if there's 2 players. But we had, I can't remember if it was 2 or 3, but it does get addictive, doesn't it?
It is.
And there's so many
yeah.
songs, and there's 3 different levels, so you can try different things. I think the only time I beat you was because I chose the higher level, and you get more points if you hit them.
Yeah, I didn't
But when we're on the
realise that,
same
but-
level, you won them all.
Yeah, I think maybe that's what it is when you have in the past played a lot of computer games. You kind of, I don't know, it's not like a muscle memory, but you kind of know almost what to do. You can kind of get a feel for it. But yeah, we got to go back and do something like that again. That's fun.
The last game I played was Wallace and Gromit's Project Zoo.
I don't know what Wallace and Gromit Project Zoo is, but
It's probably, 25 years ago?
Wallace and Gromit were cool though, weren't they?
They're still cool.
They're still cool.
Yeah.
I do like Wallace and Gromit. So yeah, there you go. So an arcade experience. We went to Isesaki and climbed up the giant statue all the way to the top. That was pretty amazing
That's
stuff.
Takasaki.
Oh, sorry, Takasaki.
Yeah.
What did we do in Isesaki?
We didn't go to Isesaki.
I'm thinking of something else.
Cookies, probably.
Yeah, thinking of a different place in Japan.
Wednesday.
Wednesday hasn't switched on yet. So
Wednes-
yeah, went to the statue, had fun there. That was good.
Wednesday sushi day said, did you take them to karaoke? That's
Do you know what?
We actually
So-
found a karaoke booth at
Yeah.
the arcade, didn't we? But I wasn't sure. You had to get a microphone. What is it?
A little microphone cover.
Yeah, I wasn't sure where you get them from.
The booth was tiny. It was enough for 2 people, and you actually checked to see if they did English songs because it's all Japanese.
Yeah, Maroon 5.
And they did.
Yeah, but the only
So-
thing is, I think the sound would escape because it didn't look soundproof, and I don't think anyone would want to hear me sing. I mean, no. I think it would clear the place.
So we found these little karaoke booths, and as we were driving, my friend said, "Oh, what's that over there?" And it was a karaoke hall. It's a giant building, and they do nothing but karaoke in there. And I explained to them that you can go in there, choose your songs, order food to your room, and everything else like that. And that's something that I haven't tried personally, and I'm not kind of into that kind of stuff, but I'd love to try it just as an experience.
Do you know, I've never heard my voice on a microphone, because in my head I think I sound like maybe Christina Aguilera. But in reality, I just sound like I'm being strangled.
No, I think
You
that
can be
once
honest.
I think once you've gone into one of these karaoke places, and if you're with a bunch of friends and you've had a couple of drinks and you're having fun, I don't think it really matters.
No, but honestly, in my head, I mean, it's just from your expression. In my head, I sound like I'm in tune.
You are sometimes.
Yeah, so there was actually lots of things we wanted. We didn't do the natto thing.
Yeah, we did.
You were a bit worried that
I was a
it
bit
would make
worried
them
that
sick.
he would actually feel very sick. Just his face and stuff. Just the look of his face when I mentioned it and explained what it was. I think that we might.
That's natto, yeah.
Yeah, natto.
The fermented beans.
So we didn't go down that road, unfortunately.
We also wanted to take them to the local park, but also the little one was ill again, wasn't she? So
Yeah, she was ill again, so unfortunately that kind of stopped us going out and doing things as a unit. But we still had fun. We checked out a lot of the local stuff, but not all of it. In fact, I don't think you would have needed a lot more time to
yeah,
check
the
it
week
out.
just went like this, didn't it?
And you took him to a Matsuri as well.
Yeah, so we went to Maebashi, and it was actually, if anyone's been watching the channels, we've been going to lots and lots of festivals, but
Yeah,
this
yeah.
one had the most food festivals I've ever seen, and also they had a lot of different things different types of food that I hadn't seen before. So they ordered quite a big. I'm sure you would have got it if you saw it, but it was like the size of my hand piece of chicken, and then you could ask which spice you want, what flavour you want. But I think they found it a little bit too rich or very filling or greasy. I don't know. But there was
It all
something
seems a bit
else.
samey at festivals,
No,
but
this
this one
one,
sounds like it had
it
quite
probably
a
had about
range.
3 or 4 things that I'd never seen before.
Oh, that's
But
cool.
you know what I
Yeah.
had? What do I always have? Let's see how well you know me.
Right, so I think that you had like a twisty potato stick.
No. Although I was going to.
Did you try some?
No.
You didn't?
Because I was going to get one.
Oh,
but
so
then
you
we
were
decided
going to
to
get
come back.
one?
Yeah, but what did I get?
You like your yakisoba? We always tend to get that every
No,
time.
I get that just because it fills a hole.
Oh, okay. It's normally a smoothie or
I
something.
did get a grape smoothie, but it's a deep fried cheese things.
Well, I was going to say the
Dripping in oil.
long potatoes, because you always get those.
Yeah, but
They're crazy.
So I had all those cheese things, and then I thought I'm going to get something. You know, when I was going to get something after
The cheese straws.
We saw a lot of drumming. Yeah, the deep fried ones in like phyllo pastry type crunchy things.
Just in case you want to know what those are. We say cheese things, but
yeah, we decided to come back and go out together because it was the last night. So I ended up not having any more, but having a really big meal when I came back, didn't I? The Chinese chicken.
Oh, my mind's gone blank. Was it
Sure.
Chinese? Oh, was that the same day?
Yeah, I ate it so fast. I was so hungry that I looked like
Yeah, we went to.
I looked like just my 3-year-old had just eaten.
we
I
went
had
to a
white
restaurant
on, and it
afterwards,
was
didn't we? We met up went to a restaurant. Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, so I didn't actually have much. Your friends had quite, they tried the chicken, the meat, they had the tornado potato, which is basically a potato that's sliced like this.
Yeah,
And
but
then
on a long stick.
you can
isn't it?
get them with flavour, or you can get them plain, and you can also get a tempura one. They dip it in batter and deep fry it.
Ooh,
So
that'll go right on my hips.
he had that. He wasn't keen on the okonomiyaki, which is, it's predominantly cabbage, isn't it?
Yeah, cabbage, get an egg
Yeah.
in there.
A few noodles.
Yeah, a little bit of meat inside the
Yeah.
middle.
He
Little
wasn't too
sprinkling of
keen on
ginger
that one.
seasoning. If you do go to one of these festivals, you've got to try the food. Obviously, you're going to have your favourite, and none of it is actually that healthy. But
Apart from my grape smoothie.
a grape smoothie
That
is
was
probably
really nice.
healthy. But yeah, you just got to do it.
Send it says, is there many Volkswagen Type 3 squarebacks in Japan?
No. So I've not seen any driving on the road. I've not been to any shows to actually, to know if there's any about. But if when I look at the auction sites, there's not many squarebacks. There's Beetles and there's buses, and there's not very many things like late transporters. So something like a T5 or above, they don't come up very often. Something like a VW Caddy doesn't come up. I think I've seen one listed. So there seems to be a couple of cars that have just kind of dropped, under the radar. Yeah, anything that's Type 3 seems to be available, but just not as common. So we've seen Beetles out and about, but we've not seen any Type 3s. But they are out there. But I just don't think they had a big following. It's either that or they're all gone or they've been exported. I don't know. But yeah, big fan of Type 3s. Love them, whatever flavour they are. And there's Carmen Gears. There seems to be quite a few Carmen Gears, Beetles and buses. So it just seems that there's a little bit of a... it's kind of like a mix. Interesting enough, though, when we did drop our friends off in Takasaki, they had a Volkswagen dealership there, Takasaki Volkswagen dealership, and I did have a little walk around there. Not too keen on the brand new stuff, but upstairs they did have a Beetle and a Splitty bus. So obviously I was up there and I took a little bit of a film. So hopefully I'll include that at the end of one of the episodes as well.
And Erin Yee says, do you build engines?
Yeah, so I personally don't have a machine shop or the machining skills to do things like align boring cases or any kind of machine work. And back in the day, you'd take your engine to get machined by a specialist shop, especially if you're doing a line boring for the crank. If you have a worn case or whatever, or you've had the crank reground, you need to use different size bearings, as they will be larger. So you kind of compensate by putting new bearings in, and stuff like that's done by a professional kind of machine shop. Putting engines together, though, that's not so difficult. If you're doing like a strip down and a gasket replacement, that's fine. I'm capable of doing that, and also fitting barrels, pistons, and maybe a bit of cylinder head work. But unfortunately, anything that involves a machine shop, I'm really kind of stuck with. I haven't found a machine shop. They do exist, because the engine from the 67 that was totally stripped down into tiny little pieces was at a machine shop, but it never got machined, and then it got sent back and I purchased the car with lots of bits missing. So yeah, I do need to find a machine shop, but building engines, if it's just a light refresh or there's nothing wrong with it and it's just replacing components, yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I'd love to do a
Alex
video on
here.
that. Oh, is he there?
We're watching in Tokyo. Miss you guys.
Oh, there you go. There's our friends that were here not so long ago. They're now exploring
we miss
Tokyo.
you too.
Miss you too.
Yeah.
Oh, having a great time in Tokyo. I mean,
You
I think
can't really come to Japan and not do a bit of Tokyo, can you?
you have to. It's almost the law, isn't it? You go to
Yeah.
Japan, go to Tokyo, go to England. It's London, isn't it? And a lot of countries are like that. You have to go to those city centres, and it is. Yeah, I mean, Tokyo is pretty amazing. I like it when at the end of the day, when all the lights turn on, and it just kind of illuminates everything.
It's very different from here, isn't
It's
it?
very different. Lots of neon lights and big signboards and lots of noise, and it's great. Very crowded. Very, very crowded.
Yeah, that's what we don't miss, though,
I,
isn't it?
I'm not really into crowds. I find it, a struggle to
I
kind
was
of
saying
maneuver.
to our friends the other day, when we went to the festival, it was super crowded. It was a struggle to walk anywhere, and it was obviously very noisy, and I really enjoy it. But the moment we kind of stepped out of it onto a quiet road, it was a bit like, that feels quite nice. So
Yeah,
I don't know if
yeah.
it's my age or I don't know what it is, but I just don't really enjoy
I don't know. I mean,
crowds as much anymore.
I'm sure it never used to bother me in crowded places, but now I just feel that.
Well, I used to feel like it was fun, but now it feels like queuing up to walk on a pavement is just annoying. It probably is an age. It is probably just an age thing, I guess.
Yeah. I just don't like bumping into people or maybe making myself a nuisance or.
And the worst thing is when you got the buggy.
Yeah. If you're pushing a baby buggy around these festivals or in a busy city, it can get really kind of just difficult. With the trains and just the people, it's difficult anyway.
Yeah.
But it just kind of adds that extra bit of annoyingness.
Yeah.
Because you just want to go somewhere and people can't see that you're pushing a buggy and.
You can't go through small gaps like
Can't
if you're on
go
your
through
own.
small gaps, can't kind of pick your way through the crowds or anything like that. So things do take a little bit longer. So if you do travel with small kids or babies in Japan, just bear that in mind.
Yeah, but I found also over here the strollers are a lot lighter than ours. So when we
Yeah,
bought our one, I think it was 7 kilos.
it's something like that. Yeah,
And they're kind of really, oh yeah, it's 7 kilos, but over here they're about 2 or 3.
they're
So
super
if you
lightweight.
just want to
baby
carry it
strollers.
and maybe walk with her,
Yeah.
it's a lot easier. Whereas our one it's a lot to carry, isn't it?
It's a lot to carry, and it's kind of compact, folds up into almost like a small cabin-sized thing with a handle, so you can pull it along like a.
But it's still heavy.
It is heavy. Interesting enough, that stroller was made in the UK, and they're very proud of that. But we have had problems with it. I'm not saying that stuff made in the UK isn't great, but
Yeah, but it's tipped backwards about 3 times
it has
because
tipped
of the
backwards,
balance,
and it's a
hasn't
little
it?
bit dangerous. But what's interesting though, in Japan they have a lot of drain covers that have slots in, and for some reason it's almost identical, the same size as a buggy wheel, so you can get your buggy jarred into one of these drain
Yeah, I
covers, which
bruised my legs, didn't I?
causes it to kind of almost tip over. But the Japanese buggies, where they're so light, they're flimsy, and it almost causes them to, when you see it happen, they almost try to concertina up, and I think that's even more dangerous. It almost could lead to an accident. So, yeah, there you go. That's my buggy knowledge for today.
Well, it's got wheels, so.
It's got wheels, so I am interested.
Erin Yee says, much respect, brother. You are very passionate about your work and experience. And he said, or he or she, I'm not sure, where are you guys actually from? So we're from the UK.
Yeah, thanks for the comment, by the way. Yeah, I am super passionate about what we're doing here, about Japan, about cars, and it's always kind of been like that. But yeah, originally we're from the UK, and we're basically half Japanese.
Yeah,
Our mums are Japanese, so we're half Japanese.
which made it a bit easier to get visas and stuff like that.
It makes the paperwork a little bit easier, but doesn't make learning the language any easier.
No, that's a big struggle, isn't it?
It's a big struggle, and it's going to be a big struggle for a long time for me anyway. As I've mentioned previously on many videos, my brain is like a sieve. I think I've learned something, and then it kind of disappears. It almost has to be drummed into my head. So yeah, I do struggle with things like that. Just learning languages, and even how to write Japanese is crazy. It's like all squiggles and things like that to me. But it's horses for courses. Everyone has their kind of strengths in life. I believe that. Doing that kind of stuff, learning, sitting down and learning a language, it's just not my bag. Whereas if I could sit down and just tinker with a car or something, I'm more likely to be able to grasp that and learn from that. So yeah, it's just a challenge, and I think life is a challenge, isn't it? But if we
Definitely out here.
yeah, definitely out here. But if we didn't try it at the point we were in our lives, none of this would have happened. So I'm not trying to put people off. I'm just saying that it's difficult.
I think to survive in Japan, you need to know at least basic Japanese. It's not one of those places where you can expect everyone to speak English at all.
Yeah, that's right. You had a similar experience in Yellow Hat the other day.
Oh.
It seems that a lot of people they do learn English at school. A lot of them do learn English,
but they're probably better at us than things like grammar.
Yeah.
Whereas we're better at talking.
Yeah.
But they don't seem to practice speaking as part of their courses.
No, it's all input and there's very little output, so they get very shy. So they might know English, but they are afraid to use it. And your experience was you had a 20-minute conversation in Japanese, sorting out the paperwork to get the car, shaken paperwork sorted out. And when she went outside to...
No, that was a different lady.
Oh, sorry, the lady that put there's a windscreen sticker that you put in that we had to go collect.
Basically, you have to collect your paperwork when you have this shaken. They called me and the lady that was giving me the paperwork was going through everything with me, and it was quite difficult. The Japanese was quite difficult, and I'm sure she could tell that I was a bit confused at some points. But she said to me, "Do you want me to put the sticker on the car for you?" And I said, "Yes, please." And we went out together, and after this maybe 5-minute conversation just about what the paperwork was, she just started speaking Japanese as soon as her foot stepped out of the door. Sorry, English. Started speaking English as soon as we stepped out of Yellow Hat. And then she gave me her card and she said, "If you've got any problems in the future, I can speak some English." But as soon as we got back into the shop, it was back to Japanese again. And I feel like she's maybe a little bit shy to speak English in front of her colleagues or something.
Yeah, I feel that way too.
Because I was shocked because we just had that whole, the bits that I was a bit confused about. And she didn't explain anything in English at that point. But as soon as we went out, whereas no one could hear her apart from me,
that's right.
She got a bit more confident to use her English.
Yeah. Oh, interesting with that Yellow Hat. Downstairs, as I mentioned, is like a Halford. So you can get your wheels, tyres,
but
cleaning
more air
products,
fresheners.
Air fresheners, and a service stuff for your car. Next to that, in the same building, is actually a motorcycle shop, which is cool. And then upstairs there is an arcade, because you need a whopping great arcade on top of your car shop. So somebody that's a retro gamer that's into cars and motorbikes, that's almost like paradise.
Erin says, "I hope you guys will make it. I am Turkish. From my point of view, and all I know from information I have is that Japanese people are very polite and organized and disciplined people. Can you guys confirm?"
Yeah, I mean, that's I think it's hit the nail on the head there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really do think that's where it's at. They are. They follow rules. They're very polite.
But one thing I find about Japanese people is they are very polite, but sometimes you don't know how they really feel.
Yeah, they do.
Because they are super polite, aren't they?
Yeah, they do. I don't know. Sometimes they just don't want to show their emotions or their opinions.
Yeah, but if you look over social media, especially with this recent immigration thing that a lot of people are against, some of the comments are like, "Whoa!" I'm sure they would never say that to people, but I think when you're behind a screen, well, I guess it's like everywhere.
Yeah, it's the keyboard warriors, isn't there? It is a thing. You do change when nobody can see you and you're typing something and kind of voicing your opinions, which everyone is entitled to. And you're more likely to be offensive or almost maybe a bit honest, something that you can't say to somebody in person, you can say in an email if your name's not there. So but the experiences we've had in Japan, it's been very good. There's only been a couple of times, isn't there?
The only bad experience was probably with that estate agent who probably didn't like us, basically. But apart from that,
I mean, but in a whole, we would have probably had more of these kind of issues in the UK. I feel, with people their attitudes and voicing their opinions. I think they're less likely to do that in Japan.
I think estate agents are more in the UK are more keen on making a sale. This guy was just like, don't want to know, basically, wasn't he?
Yeah, the thing is, yeah, everyone wants to make a sale. Everyone wants to make money. The thing is, in the UK,
Well, he didn't.
you'd sell a house and then you kind of wash your hands of it. It's not your problem anymore. But in Japan, that particular house is their problem, and it stays their problem after the sale's gone through. So you have to almost have a relationship with the
For 2 years, isn't
the
it?
estate agent. So it does sound a bit weird, but if you don't have a good relationship with your estate agent, that's the person selling you the house. This is if you're going through an estate agent. Obviously, if you're buying it private, I don't know, but there is, you still need to keep in contact with them, keep things sweet for a little while
And
afterwards.
that's actually a lot of the reason why they don't like dealing with foreigners, because it's not just a sale. You have to communicate for 2 years after if there's any problems.
that's
And I
right.
think this is a bit that they struggle with a bit. Erin says, I think they have a culture of no showing emotions, and maybe they see it as some weakness. Well, at Takasaki Station yesterday, when our friends were leaving, I got emotional. Well, we all did, didn't we?
we all did.
And
yeah.
it was, it felt weird because you don't ever see people really getting upset in public here, but it was beyond our control anyway.
Yeah, I mean, what can you do?
Yeah.
It's kind of happy and sad at the same time, isn't it?
It just went so quick,
emotional.
and
And yeah, maybe they Japanese people and their culture, they do struggle to show their emotions, and it's probably something that's, from a young age, it's something that they do.
Yeah.
But that's just the way it is, and we're going to try and integrate into their system. We're going to have to understand that.
I think I keep my my tears behind closed doors when I can. Sometimes you just can't control it, but
Yeah. It's just one of those things, isn't it? Every country is different. You need to respect their rules and the way they are.
Yeah, there is one thing that I do struggle with, and I think that's Japanese people don't tend to be affectionate in public, which I didn't struggle with you, but I struggle with our daughter because, when you pick them up from nursery, you just want to give them a cuddle and a kiss, and it feels very unnatural just to not do that when you haven't seen them the whole day.
Yeah.
And, I kind of wait till we get into the car and I ask her for a cuddle and a kiss, but I don't see any parents really being affectionate in public towards their kids. And I think in the UK it's very, very natural to, if they do something really cute or if they fall over, to give them a cuddle and a kiss and comfort them. But over here it's quite different. I think that's probably something I struggled with.
Yeah.
Quite a bit.
Yeah, it may seem, to us it may seem a bit weird, but to them it's totally normal, and that's something that people need to realise. Especially if they do spend a lot of time in Japan, they have their way of doing things, and you've almost got to change your way of thinking. You don't want to cause any problems or anything like that.
I was a little bit worried the other day when we went to the magic show at the kids at the nursery, and our daughter was kind of being quite affectionate to one of her friends.
Oh, yeah.
She was touching her face and almost hugging her and stuff like that. And I had to say to her after, that's just for family, because I don't think they're not really like that here, and she probably doesn't understand because we're always, quite
That's right,
affectionate towards her. But I think she understands now. She says just for family, doesn't she?
Just
now?
for family, that's right, yeah. It's interesting stuff, isn't it? Is that different?
Total Text says, check his cup for booze.
Sorry.
Have you got any booze in your cup?
There's no booze in this. It's just coffee, and what I'm doing is I'm kind of prepping myself to prep the Beetle project. Lots of coffee. That's my weakness. Although I did have a beer when my friends were here. That may sound a bit weird that I had a beer, but I don't drink very often at all. And I can't remember the last time I had a beer, and it was in Asahi, and it was a new version. I think it's like called a clear dry or something like that.
Was it clear?
No,
Oh.
but it was.
I thought it was like those Cokes. You know, you can get the clear Coke.
Oh, do you remember Tab Cola? That was clear.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Yeah. Anyway, it was a really, really nice beer, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. So yeah, no alcohol today, just lots of coffee, and just to give me that extra bit of drive to rub down lots of filler.
And Erin says, I think it also takes time to learn about this unwritten social rules in Japan. Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. It's trial and error sometimes, isn't it? And obviously we don't like doing things wrong, but sometimes we have, haven't we?
Yeah, we don't like doing things wrong, but it's almost like they kind of understand if we do. I know it sounds bad. I know it sounds bad that they see us as, you know, foreigners or whatever, and they kind of like are more understanding. So maybe we kind of get away with it, but we don't want to get away with it. We want to get things right first time. But I think that they know that we kind of, you know, sometimes struggle with this culture difference in the way they do things.
But also, I think our friends being here, and you know, we're kind of saying, oh, they do things like this, and you know, you can't talk too loud and blah blah blah, things like that. Also makes me realise how much I've learned in the last 2 years without realising it, because obviously it's been a process.
That's right.
But things are done quite differently in the UK, aren't they? So yeah, it every day we learn, you know, we're learning.
That's
stuff.
right. Yeah, and a new thing, and before you know it, it's there. You don't realise you're doing it.
It's strange when you move to another country. It's almost like you have to reset your brain, because you have to think of everything. You can't take your ways to another country and expect them to do the things the way you did them in your own country. So you have to kind of reset it and just think, no, they don't do things like that here. And if that's the way, and you know, there's some things. I was talking to a lady in the UK, and because I found it quite, it's very, what's it called? Sexist, I would say. It's a lot about the men here, and men being the head of the household, men being in control of, you know, men being the earners and everything like that. Yeah. And I think when you come from the West, it's quite hard because we're not used to it. And she said, you know, Naomi, you can be the one to change it all, but I'm not going to be that one, because I'm not here to put the way they do things in the UK in Japan. We have to do the things the way they do them here, if that makes sense.
Yeah, and there are some odd rules and this, that and the other, and possibly them being sexist and things like that. But you've got to understand that, you know, they've kind of done their own thing, and they've done their own thing.
And it's normal here, isn't it? That's just the way they do it.
It's the normal, and people have almost gotten used to it. Whether it's right or wrong in your own opinion, then, you know, that's for you guys to decide. But it's just the way it is, and you know, it's been a very, very long time before they've kind of introduced people from other countries. They've been very Japanese for a very, very long time.
It's the same with the hanko, the signature stamp, and the neighbour was telling us they're trying to get rid of them.
Yeah.
But they can't, because they've done it for, you know, centuries probably. Yeah. And no matter how hard they try to get rid of it, they can't, because that's just the way they do it. Yeah. But it's just such a bizarre thing, isn't it? Because you buy the stamp from the shop, and then that's your signature, but someone else can buy exactly the same stamp. And
or in my case, I just put signature.
Yeah, they don't.
They don't question that.
No.
Yeah. And interesting enough, you know, you're saying about getting rid of something that's a Japanese tradition, and they just can't. I think it's the same for things like fax machines. As we said before, having a fax machine, they're everywhere in Japan, and they just don't have the reason to get rid of them. Everyone knows how to use them. They've been using them for God knows how long, and the older generation have no problem using it. So, you know, if it ain't broke, why fix it? And that seems to be their mentality with this. Although they are, in some cases, steaming ahead with technology, they don't tend to integrate it all into, you know, into their businesses.
Everyday lives, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you go to Tokyo, you will see, you know, interactive robots, AI stuff and things like that. But it's not spread across Japan, and that's quite interesting. So they've got the technology, they just prefer not to change
The way they've done
the way
things.
they've done things, and it's the same with paperwork, unfortunately. Things that can easily be done by clicking a couple of boxes on an app or on your computer is going to be backwards and forwards into whatever business, no matter how many miles it is, taking many, many hours and lots of pieces of paper, getting it wrong.
Well, we've got a
you know.
cupboard full of, we've been here 2 years and we've got a cupboard full of paper now,
I've
haven't
never
we?
seen so much paper. Yeah, it's pretty ridiculous. You know, you always get that in the UK. It's like, would you like to go paperless? They're promoting people to have, you know, be more environmentally friendly, and it's less hassle because a lot of it's computerized now when everything's kind of sent automatically. But here, everything seems to be done. A lot of stuff seems to be done manually.
And a lot of the paperwork is repetitive.
Yeah, if you having to write your address twice on one piece of paper just seems a bit weird. But they have their own way of doing things, and if they were suddenly to change that form, it could cause a lot of stress to others. So maybe that's why they don't.
Send it says, I think you guys are great. Love your channel. Cheers.
Cheers.
And Erin says, but you guys will manage. You are nice guys. Yeah, we just do our best, don't we?
Yeah, we're going to just keep plodding on. We'll see what happens, and hopefully it's going to be onwards and upwards. That's what we kind of, you know, we're going to do our best to make this whole thing work. You know, moving to the other side of the world and just kind of creating a life for ourselves, and that would be absolutely fab if we can do that. And we're going to try hard. We're going to work hard. We're going to try hard. We're going to try to integrate and do everything. And at least at the end of the day, if it doesn't happen how you want it to, you can say you've tried and
That's
you don't
right.
have any regrets, and you tried your best. So
You just broke, but with no regrets.
yeah,
Which is fine.
yeah. I mean, financially, it's been extremely expensive, and it's put a lot of stress on us and everything. And it's difficult. Stuff like this is not easy. You know, you can't just, you know, move your life to the other side of the world and just, you know, think it's going to kind of click together. It's been a lot of work and a lot
Blood,
of
sweat, and
stress.
tears.
Blood, sweat, and tears. But as I said, if you don't do this and you don't try it, you know, later on in life, you might think, do you know what? I wish I did, because it could have worked.
I think I think because we've got a little one, it was kind of now or never.
That's
because
it,
before
yeah.
she started school.
That's right. Yeah, we were kind of almost forced into making this decision. So we thought,
Oh, Nicole.
you know, let's just do it, see what happens. And
You will succeed. You are both amazing. We will light candles daily. Colour in your eyes. Oh, they did actually light you a business candle while
That's
they were
right,
here
yeah,
at that was it Canon?
Daikanon, the big statue that we spoke about. There's like a prayer candle you can buy, and but they're quite unique, aren't they? They're not like a general purpose candle. They have different writing on them. One of them was a successful business one, and they did light a successful business candle.
And also, where's your dharma?
Oh yeah.
So this is what we said we were going to do when we came back, because we must have got this about a year ago. And
Yeah, so he is a little bit dusty, unfortunately, but this is a daruma. They're kind of made out of paper mache, and you purchase these at, is it temples or shrines?
I think they have them at both, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay, so they have them at a place of, I'm actually going to open this. It hasn't been opened, and we're going to open it. And
oh, that's really dusty.
it's really dusty.
Oh, he was looking good in there.
Oh,
though.
he's looking fab. So there he is. And you'll notice that he doesn't have any eyes. And you buy these just like the candles that I mentioned before. And these are for luck in, well, for various occasions, or for just stuff that's going on in life. I think the general purpose one that you see mainly is a red daruma. But this particular one is a gold one. And I think this is something to do with, is it business?
Money or business.
Money or business.
Yeah.
He's gold, so let's say he's to do with money. And what you do is you'll colour in one of his eyes when you purchase this. Fortunately, I didn't even take it out of the packet, so he's been purchased. So I will have to colour one of his eyes in. I might just do that in a minute, actually.
Yeah.
And And then what you do is when your dream comes true, you'll take this back to where you purchased it from your temple or shrine. I'm not too sure. I have to do a research. And they burn it. And that's the end of that. So you may see in people's houses in Japan that you have a one-eyed Dharma, and that's for good reason. It means that certain thing that they've prayed for hasn't quite come true yet, but it will eventually when they colour the other one in.
So I did read up on this, and it
get a
said, I
pen.
think this is it the eyebrows are a crane, and around the moustache there is it a turtle or tortoise, or it's all kind of symbolic of long life in Japan. So I didn't know that before. Oh, it says Takasaki Daruma on there. So we actually got this from Takasaki. It was probably from that place.
The same place. I would like to draw his eyes, but I'm trying to struggle for the fun.
Erin says that is true. Some people will regret that they did not try, and you guys are trying. Yeah, that's what we didn't want. We didn't want to be sat in the UK because we'd always wondered what life was like in Japan, and maybe being 60, 70, 80 and not have given this life a go. Whether it works or not, we just only hope. Nicole, yay,
I
it's
mean, we're
going to
hoping to have
work.
success.
If you colour the eye,
Unlike the pen that I've got here, which isn't successful at all.
it's probably dried up in the
He's
heat.
totally dried out, so I might have to do that another time, but I'm not going to forget now. He is out of his wrapper, so I will have to...
Will you put another wrapper on him?
I don't know, would he feel a little bit claustrophobic? Is that the right thing to do? I mean, it's only
It's
a bit
either a wrapper or he's got dust on his head. Oh, also, with the Daruma, I'm not sure if we can show, but when you put them down, when you try to push them over, they just pop back up again. And there's is it a proverb? And I can't remember what it is in Japanese, but basically, you fall 7 times and get up 8. And I think it's just to do with, sometimes progression is slow, but as long as you're progressing, if you fall 7 times but you get up 8 times, you're always progressing. And
I mean, it's lovely, isn't
that is a proverb that's related to the Daruma, actually.
Yeah. Oh, that's great. Yeah, that's really good. I don't know what eye to colour in. Is it a certain eye? Is it all right?
We'll have to have a look. We'll have to.
Yeah, I'm going to have to get a pen that works, and then we'll Google which eye to colour in on this little fella. And
You got the same eyebrows. Anyway, should we?
I'm always falling over, so that kind of makes sense. Yeah.
But as long as you get up more
I
times
do
than
get
you
up
fall.
more times than I fall over, which is just as well because I'm
This is
standing up
actually a
today.
really nice one. We got a really nice design snake one. Of course, our daughter wanted the most expensive one in the shrine, and then she smashed it, didn't she?
Yeah, she be careful with it. Don't drop it, so it gets dropped. And
It had bamboo. It had a snake design because it's the year
it's
of the
quite
snake
unique.
this year.
Yeah, now the bottom's
Someone
fallen
had
off
taken
it.
a lot of time to decorate
Yeah.
that, and then she was swinging it around in the bag, dropped it about 10 times, and then the bottom fell off.
So we'll have to glue his bottom back on and put some eyeballs on that as well, or an eye.
No, that one's got eyeballs already.
Oh, it's got eyeballs,
Yeah.
but no bum.
Yeah.
Okay, it's a little bit of repair work on that other Dharma.
Oh, that's it. Nana korobi ya oki. Yeah, you fall 8 times. Fall 7 times and get up 8.
Yeah, 7.
Yeah. Don't get it the wrong way round, because...
Oh, that's brilliant. Thanks for that. Yeah. It's actually a nice little saying, isn't it?
Oh, Erin's got a son who is 4 doing the same things. Yeah, they're just so clumsy, aren't they?
They don't mean to be.
No, she breaks everything.
But they tend to be a bit, bit independent at that age, don't
They think they are.
Yeah, don't break it. I won't. That kind of thing. And yeah.
I want to hold it. And she's smacking it around.
and then it's broken.
Yeah. And oh,
That's it.
what happened?
Yeah. Surprise, it's broken. Oh, that's funny.
Sounds like someone's bouncing a ball. Anyway, we'll probably log off. I'll see you Wednesday, Sushi Day.
See you soon.
We're going to probably log off now, but it was nice to catch up with everyone.
Yeah, I love these little catch-ups. We're just kind of just giving you an update of what's happening and maybe a little bit of Japan for you guys, and unfortunately not a lot going on with bedbug.
Thank you, Erin. He's subscribed. I think it's a he. I'm not sure. Is Erin a man or a woman?
Everyone's welcome.
Yeah, I'm not
Everyone's
sure.
welcome.
But they've subscribed. Whoever, I'm not
Subscribe.
sure. Yeah, thank you
do
so
like
much.
subscribers. Thanks for that. Appreciate it.
It's a Turkish name. You know what? Oh, he's a man. I always wanted to go to Turkey, and I hope that when things are a bit settled and we're financially in a better place, that maybe we can visit Turkey. Oh, the food.
Oh,
Do you know what?
yeah.
Erin, the kebabs here, they're so sad, aren't they?
Yeah, they're not.
They're
they're not
85% cabbage, 5% pita bread, and 10% meat.
Yeah, unfortunately for me, it does equal kind of 98.5% disappointment.
And
it's
not 100% hunger.
Yeah, I do love festival food, but sometimes it's a little bit watered down, and it's not what I call.
It looks like a proper kebab on the thing, doesn't it? But they're just the portions are tiny.
Yeah. It may be something to do with how expensive, those are. Like the meat products to get here. It just doesn't seem to be.
But
as
your first
generous.
one, I was like, should I get you a kebab? You're like, yeah. And then I came with this little.
Yeah.
Was it? But it probably might have even been half a pita bread, with a piece of meat in the middle, and a load of cabbage.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I can't tell you what is authentic. I mean, we did go to an authentic restaurant in London once, didn't we? And the food was amazing.
Oh, Alex says, goodbye, take care, great live. Love Alex and Nicole. Send love to the little princess when she gets home.
Oh, thanks, guys.
We miss you.
Yeah, we miss you. Enjoy Tokyo. I think you're going to have a blast there. You're obviously popping out and you're going to run out of Wi-Fi, so...
Erin says, a real kebab is with lots of meat. Yeah, so true. Isn't
Yes,
it?
yes.
In the UK, we used to get really good ones.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it is. And it's just full of flavour and, it's just... Yeah, I do miss those. I really do. I'm not saying that you can get a genuine one in the UK, but London did have some really nice proper
Wood
restaurants.
Green. It was full of them.
Yeah, and the food was just absolutely amazing, and they kind of.
And the sauces, the garlic sauce and chilies. Oh God.
Yeah, I think I'm dribbling.
Alex says festival food is for your lonely mouth.
Oh, of course, that's right.
Kuching asabishi.
Yeah, my mouth is lonely. That's the reason why they eat sometimes.
Yeah, not because you're hungry.
No,
just
it's
you want
not.
to eat something.
I'm not hungry. Just my mouth is lonely. That's why I'm eating.
Yeah.
It's such another cool saying, isn't it?
Yeah.
I love stuff like that.
Right, we're gonna log off. Thank you, Erin and Alex, everyone.
Yeah, thanks everyone for joining us. As I said before, I do apologise that the next video is late, and it is for good reason. So we're going to have hopefully a quite big video coming up, and we'll just see how we get on. Yeah, and we'll just play it by ear. Just thanks for your patience. Yeah.
Okay, well, everyone have a lovely day, night, afternoon, wherever you are.
Yeah, thanks for tuning in as always. It's been fun.
See you
next time.
Cheers.